This is When Rom Met Com, the podcast where we break down what makes a date movie a great movie. We are currently working our way through Vanity Fair's list of the 42 best romantic comedies of all time to see if they had us at hello or were a big mistake. Huge. I'm so glad someone finds that funny.
I like it when we get silent nods from people when we do it. I understand.
That was very clever, and I'm laughing on the inside.
Hi, Nora.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, we introduced ourselves.
We've also got 2 guests today.
200% guest.
Hannah, say hi.
Hi.
This is Hannah Roza Fisher,
That's me.
a former theater person turned 2D animator.
Yeah. Can't do 3D. Don't ask me to do it.
Don't ask.
Don't
Don't ask.
When you say 2D animator,
Yeah.
I immediately assume you have like a very
Like I am 2D?
thin personality.
Yeah. There's no depth here.
Yeah.
And Helen, say hi.
Hi.
This is Helen Arney, a former stand-up comedian, scientist, a stand-up scientist comedian.
I've never seen her stand ever.
Yeah. Any of
A
these
sitting
are valid.
scientist.
Any of these options, just like it's a Venn diagram. I'm in the middle of it. Just squish 3 circles together, and I'll sit
Yeah.
somewhere in that.
I like sit, but not stand.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
But Helen is now a musical theater writer.
Ah.
So, listeners, you may have caught on to my logic of putting together this particular group, which is we have got an animator and a musical theater writer.
Mhm.
Now we've got me and Jack.
2 fairy tale princesses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And what movie are we discussing?
It's Enchanted,
Yay!
which is number 26 on the list. This list
Hey.
is
Grateful for any animation representation
Yeah,
at any time ever.
Yeah.
and more musical theatre representation.
Yeah. Yes.
It's got it all. It's got
musical
this, it's got that.
theatre rom-com movie isn't a wide.
We disagree. We were talking about this earlier. I
Who's
say
we?
we. I'm pointing at Nora. This is an audio medium.
I'm nothing to do with
Nora
this.
Ferrone, who I know outside of this podcast. Gasp.
Yeah, we should explain that.
Yeah, okay.
So Hannah and I are old pals
Old pals
/ neighbors.
/ neighbours.
And Helen officiated Hannah's wedding.
She
Mhm.
did.
And that's the only way you know her.
Hannah was my often technical manager for my science comedy cabaret show.
Yeah.
I do know Nora as well because Nora sang for me on the stage of the Cambridge Theatre show, which was a show that Hannah was backstage teching for.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the 3 of us have been on the Cambridge Theatre stage
We've
together.
all been on the West End together.
Yeah,
on
we
the
have.
West End.
Oh yeah,
Technically.
live and under rehearse.
And I'm Jack.
But yeah, so Nora and I were talking about musical theatre and rom-coms, and a lot of musicals are rom-coms.
Is Grease a rom-com?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Grease is.
Mhm.
But then I'm trying to think of like other movie musicals, even ones that have been adapted from stage
I feel
show.
like a lot of like the older ones
I
definitely
guess.
Guys and
are.
Dolls.
South Pacific.
Yeah.
That's essentially like a
You know?
rom-com.
Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah.
I love Bye Bye Birdie. I don't think I've stated that on the
Because
podcast, but I love Bye Bye Birdie.
Should we change the episode?
Okay, scrapping Enchanted.
It's going to be a good day when we get that Bye Bye Birdie episode. Rachel Zegler coming in to chat Bye Bye Birdie.
Please, I would love that. But so there's also the whole question of, are Disney musicals rom-coms? And my answer is sometimes.
Yeah.
This is my biggest rom-com question. The genre of rom-com and the description of something that is both romantic and a comedy, are they one and the same? Do they overlap? Are they separate things? Because I think there are things, and I think Disney musicals especially fit into this, that are funny and are romantic, but aren't necessarily capital R, capital C rom-com.
It's interesting to think of it within the Disney terms. I don't think Aladdin, per se, is a rom-com, despite the fact that there is romance and comedy in it.
I would agree.
I
I
agree.
don't think that a lot of the comedy comes from the romance aspect of it.
Mm.
But then something like, Nora's brought this one up a few times, Tangled.
Mhm. Tangled is a rom-com.
Tangled is a rom-com.
It's also a road trip movie.
Yeah.
It is. I think a lot of it is it's an audience thing because rom-coms generally are aimed at an adult audience, whereas the Disney audience generally is families. And this is a very good example, Enchanted, to go to the topic, of like a family-oriented rom-com because they are very different because rom-coms in general, a lot of the intensity is filled in with like kind of like lust and attraction and sex and kind of things like that, which obviously this doesn't have, you know?
Not for you.
Have you seen James Marsden in those tights?
I have.
Well, it's interesting to say because this film has a sequel.
It does.
And the sequel is definitively not a rom-com.
It's about her relationship with the daughter.
Yeah. And it's an examination of stepmotherhood, which is the one good idea in that movie.
And letting Yadina Menzel sing.
So you know what she said about her role in Enchanted? I was hired and they didn't make me sing, which must mean they actually like me as an actress.
Oh, that's so sad.
I like her as an actress.
I like her as an actress, but I think she's being funny.
I think she does some fantastic, like, slightly in the background, not in the majority of like the action scene. And she, like, every part of her face is moving. She is responding. She is reacting. She is doing the most.
Great hair at the ball.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Hard disagree.
Hard disagree.
Before we get too deep into this, I'm going to do the stats on the movie because then we can fully attack this because I can feel like we're raring to go.
Yeah.
So this is directed by Kevin Lima, who has a history in animation and live action. He directed 102 Dalmatians, a Goofy movie.
Fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie musical. And he directed Tarzan, the animated movie.
Tarzan.
Oh, really? Tarzan.
Oh.
Do you guys not call him Tarzan?
Wow.
Tarzan.
Me, Jane, you, Tarzan.
Tarzan. It's very posh way of saying it. Like, you know, like posh people, they don't say power shower.
Well,
they say like posh shower.
Tarzan. Tarzan of the Apes.
Of the Apes. Just off to the kids and in Kensington.
See, Tarzan.
You know,
I've been spending some time in the jungle. You'll be here in my heart.
This film stars Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, James Marsden, Timothy Spall, and Susan Sarandon.
Sarandon.
Tarzan and Sarandon. It was released on the 14th of December 2007, made for a budget of $85 million.
Is that our highest budget? It is.
80 of that went exclusively on How Does She Know?
Yeah.
At the box office in the US, it made $127.8 million. But worldwide, it made $340.4 million. It has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 93%, and IMDb describes it as a young maiden in a land called Andalasia who is prepared to be wed is sent away to New York City by an evil queen, where she falls in love with a lawyer.
That is a
Oh my god.
It's accurate.
You know those like games that people play online where it's like guess the movie from the bad description? I still don't think I would guess Enchanted from that.
Princess falls in love with lawyer.
I have qualms with maiden as a word.
Yeah, that's an icky word.
It centers the lawyer a little bit too much there. Like, that's definitely
a lawyer. Although it doesn't name the lawyer.
Yeah,
That's true. It doesn't name
Falls
the
in
maiden.
love
No,
with
and then
unnamed lawyer.
Maiden and
Unnamed
lawyer.
maiden marries unnamed lawyer.
So Vanity Fair says, in retrospect, it's sort of a miracle that anything about this mostly live-action spin on the Disney princess works. So much of it is an uphill battle. Long segments are told via old-school animation. There are several splashy musical numbers. Hannah's making a face at old-school animation.
I'm so cross at this.
There are several splashy musical numbers, some of which feature singing vermin. And the ending hinges on a truly frightening sequence involving Susan Sarandon dressed as an evil hag, then disguised as a CGI dragon. Yet the biggest victory may be in selling the romance between Amy Adams' Giselle, who again is a cartoon princess brought to life, and Patrick Dempsey's straight and narrow divorce lawyer, Robert. What could have been mawkish is grounded by the pair's crackling chemistry and rounded out with a downright award-worthy performance by James Marsden.
Yes, they brought it back.
Yes.
I'm back on side.
Yes, as the Prince Charming, who was never destined to get the girl. And that was Savannah Walsh.
I disagree with a lot of that.
But I do agree about James Marsden.
Absolutely. One of the first things I wrote down was, is this the best James Marsden ever? And I will die on that hill.
I just don't understand why singing vermin gets a negative mark.
I also don't think the vermin sing. They
do like a little... Yeah. Well, that's very...
Oh God. Oh God.
I didn't know we had 3 guests.
I'm not
Singing
rats.
Singing rats.
That's the most fun I've had all day.
It's only going to get better. I take argument against the biggest victory maybe in selling the romance between Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey. Why is that a victory?
They're both hot and likable.
Amy Adams, this was like her this is the thing that made her like really mainstream, right? Like she'd obviously done other things.
She was already an Oscar nominee by the time she does
what?
this.
For what?
Junebug. Junebug was sort of like a sort of left field nomination. Nobody expected it. It was an indie movie. Yeah, that sort of launched her. Before that, she'd sort of done the rounds on TV. She'd been in an episode of Buffy. She'd been in an episode of Smallville.
Patrick Dempsey was like full,
like height of his time.
peak Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
So when this film comes out, they had just introduced the love triangle with Derek and Meredith and Rose in season 4. So this was top-notch Grey's Anatomy. So he was like a star.
It was peak Dempsey.
Yeah. Amy Adams before this, I'm just looking it up. She does Junebug and then The Wedding Day in 2005. She's on 3 episodes of The Office, is one of the female leads of Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. So she's in that sort of comedy world at this point. Disney sort of like put their mark on her in 2007 because she is the lead in Enchanted, and she's also the female lead of the canine superhero comedy Underdog.
What?
Underdog has one of my favorite taglines for a movie, which is "One Nation Underdog."
That's very good.
I don't understand why I haven't seen this movie. This is so
It's because it's
far
very
up my
good.
street. Oh, okay, fine.
2007, it came out the same year.
Yeah, so Disney,
big
like,
year.
it's based on like an old cartoon. Jason Lee is the voice of Underdog, and Amy Adams voices his dog girlfriend. So Disney are like, we're going to make you a star, Amy Adams. You're going to be the star of Underdog.
Yeah, you're going to be Jason Lee's bitch. That's how it is.
And then you're going to be unnamed maiden.
I vaguely remember, like, when it kind of,
Underdog.
like, not long after it came out, when they were talking about, like, wanting specifically to hire someone that wasn't super, super well known as Giselle, because that meant that you didn't come in with loads of, like, pre-connotations. Or because, like, the Disney princess archetype is already so expected, you know?
By 2007, you've got stuff like Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, it's when they started going more into CG.
Yeah.
Like, that marks the end of the musical theatre oriented
Yes, for sure.
Disney movies as well.
Yeah.
Of which Tarzan is probably the crossover. Because like most of the songs in Tarzan aren't musical theatre songs. They're like about what's happening, not sung by.
I mean, the only song that happens in the world is the
Trash in the
Camp. That's the only one. All of the rest of it is Phil Collins having a lovely time.
Yeah.
In terms of like the musical theatre rules of Enchanted, it's musical theatre light.
Well, yeah, it's a Disney musical structure. Disney musicals have very few songs and they are less narrative.
The music in the beginning is quite surface and not vapid, that is wrong, and that is an insult to the music because it's incredible, but it doesn't have loads of emotional depth. But that's because maybe Giselle at that point in the film doesn't have loads of emotional depth. And there's a very clear point in the movie where Amy Adams' performance becomes a lot subtler and a lot richer, and Giselle becomes a lot more of a fully formed human. And there's no more songs off that apart from
the one at the ball.
The one at the ball.
Someone else.
Which we should shout out. It's Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz.
Yeah, they really need all the promo they can get.
I think it was Menken saying in an interview, like, they sort of like struggled with how they were going to fit so close into the movie. At one point, they were like, is Robert going to sing while they're dancing? And that was shut down. But what they liked is that it felt like those sort of 90s Disney
prom kind of
pop version on the end credits.
End of the thing,
Which, of course, you also have a pop song at the end credits of this.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah. Ever after.
Carrie's here with us today.
But that's kind of interesting that, like, as Amy Adams' character becomes more like authentic and human and real, she sings less. She does less kind of talking to animals and all that kind of stuff. But then, like, the whole thing is skewered at the end by this, like, CGI dragon turning up. And you're like, oh! So, like, and it's got a really beautiful journey in that sense, that it goes from, like, two-dimensional. She becomes three-dimensional, and she becomes, like, someone who is capable of anger,
Yeah.
Oh, that's my
That's
favorite
the
moment.
best.
That is
Yeah. The sexy chest hair. The sexy triangle of chest hair.
Her going right in, stroking the chest hair. It was a bold move, Giselle.
Oh, it's because she misses her chipmunk friend. I think that's why. Pip, I miss you. Oh,
I have a controversial Pip opinion.
Pip's hot.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not the controversial one. That's what's worrying. Yeah.
I don't think I like 2D Pip.
Okay.
You don't like
No.
this guy.
One of the first things I wrote about Chip is, why is he from New York, but not when he is in New York? Which is not why I don't know, something about the like, wise guy kind of voice.
But isn't that just a very like Disney standard, like thinking of like Iago in Aladdin?
I don't dislike
the voice is replaced in the second film.
Wait, what?
It's a different voice
He's
actor.
actually
It's
from
a
New
different
Jersey
voice
in the
actor in the second film.
But he's also voiced by, so him in New York, 3D Pip, is voiced by the director.
Yeah.
Him doing a little...
The charade sequence is incredible, like an incredible piece
Nathaniel
of
likes the way I leap.
We've already touched a little bit on like how good James Marsden is. I also need to like talk about Timothy Spall, which is like such perfect casting.
The casting in this movie across the board is fantastic.
Incredible.
Also, or like just all the people in New York.
Yeah.
Like,
The road crew guy, my favorite character in the movie. Love him.
Yeah.
When Vanity Fair's talking about what like shouldn't work about this movie, casting Timothy Spall as like a sort of mincing evil guy, like it shouldn't work because it's too on the nose. And yeah, that's exactly why it works, because this film leans into its like heart on its sleeveness. And the film I think about most when watching this one is Shrek. I actually think this is a better skewer of fairy tales. Not that I think Shrek is a bad movie. I think Shrek's a good movie.
Edit this to make it sound like Jack thinks that Shrek is bad.
Jack thinks Shrek is a bad movie.
Wow, Jack, why do you hate Shrek?
Oh,
Donkey. I think this is actually a loving homage to fairy tales while also skewering it, which is a better version of parody for me. It's sort of like the Galaxy Quest rule. Galaxy Quest wouldn't work if they didn't love Star Trek as well.
The love.
Galaxy Quest mentioned.
Galaxy Quest and Enchanted aren't too far apart.
You're so right. They are both things I love.
But you know what I mean, though? Like the way the aliens are played in Galaxy Quest is not far off from the way the fairy tale creatures are played in this movie. And that's, you know, why it works. The Disney of it all, it's a little more natural. It's a little less popular because it's probably not as edgy.
It's definitely not an edgy film.
It was written to be an edgy film.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, its original script was a lot darker. The only thing I can ever find is like, it was a lot darker. Giselle was thought to be a stripper when she arrived in New York.
Oh, so dark. Woman making a living.
Oh my gosh. And those,
Wait till we get to our Nora episode.
Did she work with the one-legged pigeons to like reveal parts of her clothing to like...
There are so many like Easter eggs and references in the music, in the design, in the animation, in the live action, in all of it. We did like a little cameo counter and like Easter egg counter, and we got 13. What? And that is so few of them.
Wow.
Like, just if you look at the end credits of like the what scores are in the movie.
Is it like tick tick boom levels of
there are so many things. There's so many like of the original like voice actors in it. There's so many like musical references, visual references.
Like
it's clearly
you've got Paige O'Hara, Judy Kuhn, Jodie Benson.
Yeah, all of them.
Out.
They're all there.
When she drops the apple at the end and the shot of her arm flinging out and dropping the apple is the Snow White shot. She leaves her like clear pump behind, which is like Cinderella. There's all this, the Sleeping Beauty, that the dragon is the same as, you know.
The pizza restaurant is like the restaurant and it's literally called Bellanotte.
Bellanotte,
There's so many, and I think it's
from Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
I did not spot that.
There are so many. The commitment to, like, particularly the animation of doing it the way it was done makes it that exact thing that you were saying of like, yes, it's poking fun, but it's doing it with love.
The fact that Kevin Lima comes from an animation background is really important to it because so many movie musicals are focused on how can we make this feel like natural within a filmic world. Enchanted is not interested in that. Enchanted is interested in being a big cartoon. And That's How You Know is one of the most fun, like, musical numbers. Happy Working Song is such a great sequence as well. It's also just the one that I think's funniest. Like, it's the one that works best within the film.
It's a perfect blend of where she is at the moment of like New York and a later expectations.
Yes.
You know?
It is one of the best jokes. It might be the best joke in the whole movie, which is she goes, ah, ah, and the rats and pigeons answering it.
Yeah,
is
it's
so
good.
funny.
And the cockroaches.
Yes, and the flies.
Yeah. I like that after they get rid of all the animals, there's still 2 pigeons who come to deliver her towel.
Big plot hole, because Patrick Dempsey doesn't buy into her being like a fairy princess, even though he watches the pigeons wrap a towel around her.
He's like, that's normal.
I mean, there's 1,001 things that like make no sense about like how he denies. Like the fact that he went through an entire musical number of That's How You Know, and he's still just like, you're just a crazy lady.
Something I would love to see is in world, all of the people that joined into How Does She Know 5 minutes after that musical number.
Yeah.
Sorry, did we just...
Do you ever see the musical episode of Buffy?
Did I ever see the musical episode of Buffy? How dare you?
Well, it deals with the aftermath of a musical number.
It's just great of like, we're all just being like, well, that's back to normal now. Or are they just like, are they aware? You know, do they know?
I think they were just like...
How do they know?
What do you think they're thinking, Helen? Like,
well, I really hope that the pensioners who started dancing together are still dancing.
Oh my God.
They can move. They all have a little kind of glow about them. That having the camera on them is making them like feel alive, project joy. So yeah, there's definitely something. I'm just really taken with that little micro scene within the whole song of like these more mature performers getting their little bunches of roses and dance moves.
So cute, so sweet. That whole production number is so well cast.
Yeah.
Like every single person, like I would have loved to be on the production team for that number. All the casting calls, all the rehearsals.
They could do a documentary just about that musical number.
Yes.
And it would be worth watching.
Do you know who's my favorite guy? It's just the guy on rollerblades who goes by and just goes, yeah!
Yeah.
He's having a great time. I love the idea that she sends the flowers with the doves to Nancy. And Nancy loves it. She's like, where'd you find doves in New York?
That isn't, however, a sufficient apology for what she thinks happened.
Yeah, it's absolutely not.
She forgives him way too easy.
Yeah.
Nancy deserves so much better.
And she gets it.
Fully agree.
Yes, she does get it.
I have one problem with How Does She Know as a number, and it is the line, wear your favourite colour just so he can match your eyes. Yes, my favourite colour is brown, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, it is a bad line. It's the only bad line.
Oh.
No? Please take the floor.
Helen.
I have 2 issues with this song.
Okay.
One of them I think is valid. The other one's just me. It's like the prosody is off.
What's a prosody?
Prosody, like the inflection and the intonation of
Where they stress a word.
Oh.
So like instead of saying happily, it's happily.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, that slightly upsets me. And I know that this kind of thing doesn't make me a friend of many, especially not my composing partners who I wrote musicals with, who get voice notes from me saying, no, it's happily, not happily. And the other reason is like, I don't think this song is about love. I think this song is about romance. And that's fair that it's like in a rom-com and it is like early relationship. There's no like dealing with actual long-term relationship.
It is being sung by a woman who agreed to marry a man the day she met him.
I mean, maybe it is showing her immaturity about what love actually is, etc., etc. Like
her version of this is so far in one direction that it's got to pull him, and they've both got to meet in the middle.
I hear you, but in reality, I'm on like Patrick Dempsey's side. Because like he's clearly a very practical man. He's giving his daughter basically a book about like women on the Supreme Court.
He's a fantastic
He's a fantastic father.
Apart from one thing.
Yeah.
He brings home a crazy person.
That is true,
I just feel like in my 10-year anniversary marriage, like my husband tomorrow has offered to pick up the kids from school and take them to aerial gymnastics so I can have a nap in the afternoon after recording this podcast.
But what would you
That's
do?
the kind of thing Patrick Dempsey would do.
But what would you do if after that he came home?
Okay. Right. Maybe I need to reassess.
We've talked a bit about Amy Adams' career, but just her in this, she is one of those most nominated actresses for Oscars and has never won. I would say add another nomination. She gets the Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical. I think she's phenomenal in this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many actresses could take on this role and perform it just as well as she does.
Not as earnestly, for sure. I think that's the charm with Giselle is there is no cynicism to her.
Mm-hmm.
There is no tongue in cheek. It's pure earnest joy. If you were doing it with a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I think it would be easier to read the film from a cynical lens.
It's you can't let the audience know that you are in on the bit.
I do want to shout out my boy James, though, for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
Because, beginning to end. And he has a bit less meat to the role,
Mm-hmm.
His character is very much there for the comedy. And, Disney princes as well, in the movies, in the classic Disney movies, their role is prince.
Mm-hmm.
They are prop. And so James Marsden, in terms of princely archetypes, doesn't have loads to draw from. And yet, every move, every word, his physicality in this film.
His scenes opposite Pip are incredible.
Oh my God.
His voice, his facial expressions, every single thing is pitch perfect. And he rules. And you told me that I didn't know he sang.
He's singing That's Amore.
Yeah.
All of that. And he sings like that. It is unfair.
The bit when they first meet each other again in New York and he sings without any music. It should be awkward and terrible, but it's too good. He's so good. And also then the to finish afterwards is so funny.
It's clearly his year for it because he does that and Hairspray in the same year. And he's wonderful on Hairspray as well. I want to say on James Marsden, he was originally brought in to read for Robert.
Interesting.
And he would have been great in that role.
He would have been great.
But he was Edward's more fun.
Edward.
Yes.
And he was I want to have fun, which I see for him because if you look at the roles just before this, I like Superman Returns a lot. He's not really having fun in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not allowed to have that much fun as Cyclops.
I have loved him since the X-Men days. Probably one of my first movie crushes.
I love him as well. I think he's so talented. But I also feel at least box office wise and career wise, never been able to open a movie.
That's wild to me.
He's not a lead in most things.
Yeah, but he should be.
The closest is 27 Dresses.
Yeah.
Or as a kid growing up, obviously Wolverine's the coolest X-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I was
sorry, where's the Gambit representation?
Sorry, let's just open that can of worms.
but as a kid, I was but Cyclops is the leader, so he's the most important.
I have a feeling that James Marsden, kind of what you're saying, of picks things that he enjoys, as opposed to the lead, Jury Duty.
Yes.
Him on that
God.
is an incredible turn. James Marsden playing the actor James Marsden is phenomenal. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, go and see Jury Duty. It's incredible. He basically did it because he thought it would be funny.
I love a man who does it for the bit.
Just for the bit. Fully for the bit.
I would like to say that James Marsden could play Robert, but Patrick Dempsey could not play Edward.
Agree. Hard agree.
Yeah.
And
Hard
that
agree.
is never more evidenced than in Disenchanted, where Patrick Dempsey kind of has to play Edward, and it doesn't work.
No, it's all
And they kind of sideline him off for the most of the movie.
Yeah, he's I'm just going into the city, and we're crap for now. See you later.
You've hit the nail on the head, though, of the leading man is usually not funny. James Marsden would be wasted.
He would.
Whereas Patrick Dempsey only ever plays the leading man.
He as a romantic lead, though, you really
He's
cannot.
the romantic
Right.
lead. His hair should be insured.
Okay, let's talk about this. In the credits, can you guess the two people in the film who had personal hairstylists?
Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey.
Not Amy Adams.
Idina Menzel.
Patrick Dempsey
James Marsden.
and Susan Sarandon.
Oh, fine, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Whose hair you don't see.
Yeah, barely.
I hate to say this, but unfortunately, I think Susan Sarandon's the thing that works the least for me in this movie.
Controversial.
I love this movie, but I do feel when it becomes the dragon of it all,
Yeah.
it's where
The dragon of it all.
it's where I tap out.
slaying a dragon is the most symbolic fairy tale thing. And can I give like a little bit of pretentious analysis of this movie? So we talked about how Robert's view of love is like too practical, and Giselle's view of love is like too fairy tale.
But yes,
Helen disagrees. Helen's a practical gal. Like he buys his daughter this book where she wants the like fluffy fairy tale book, and he wants to give her the book about how Marie Curie dies of radiation poisoning.
She dies?
Right? And it's like, what we really need is the thing in the middle. And what I love, for me, the theme of this movie is it's both. We can have whimsy, we can have practicality, we can have dreams can come true, but also, you know, reality is cold and hard sometimes.
What I like about it, and you don't often get this, I think, in films with like diametrically opposed things, is like usually one of the perspectives is the right perspective. But I like that in this, it's like neither of you are right.
Yeah, and both.
And both, so like you will both make your lives better and you will centralize and you will ground each other.
You are your opposites attracting.
Exactly. And it like, but in a way that betters both of their lives, as opposed to her being unrealistic and him like teaching her about the real world. It's both of them are true.
Yeah.
You know, they both have what each other needs.
Yeah.
I do want to go back though, because I feel like you're going to agree with me on Susan Sarandon as the villain. Her whole thing is that she wants to stay queen, and if Edward marries, she will lose the queendom. And yet she knows from watching that Giselle has fallen in love with someone else.
You said this yesterday.
I did. Why doesn't she just let it go?
Let it go.
She comes to the real world and is like, I'm still going to poison you, Giselle.
She just pop her head in and go,
She even says to her, she's like, oh yeah, it kind of sucks that you're in love with somebody else.
Just let it happen.
She could have so easily just hooked Giselle and Robert up. She could have done a good deed, saved her queendom.
It seems quite obvious that her and Nathaniel know more about the real world than anyone else, because Nathaniel navigates New York.
Nathaniel thrives in New York City. The moment he gets in, he is on the level. He knows what's going on. He fits right in. He uses it to his ability. He gets a fucking book deal out of it. He immediately
has no last name. Like
this is how high vis gets you into anywhere. He applies that with like chef's hats. Like he just gets into anywhere by immediately donning one item.
He has 1,001 disguises, and yet he will always return to his sort of like medieval
beautiful lady.
He's just returned like back to his like floppy hat. And I always just think, I'm like, you could just wear normal clothes.
But is this like introducing kind of a meta point that in the real world people can like shift and compromise? But in a fantasy world, when you're locked into your fantasy world of your expectations of this world that is not related to like actual humanity, you end up wearing your medieval garb and you end up turning into a dragon because like that's what your
and of course
fairy tale destiny is, right? Because there has to be, because they'd already paid the CGI artists. So they had to use them, and they couldn't just have the nice ending where humans compromise and learn from each other and then we move forward from that. Like they, you know, someone's paid for a CGI dragon and they're freaking well going to use it.
It does bring us, Nora and I said, if you were going to put one fuck in the movie, we did think the best was like when she says, you want a show, I'll give you a show.
You want a show?
I'll give you a fucking show.
Would be so good.
I would have just given it to Nancy, just her walking in.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is this?
It's so funny you say that, because Hannah mentioned earlier how excellent Idina Menzel's background acting is in this. So when the flurry is happening around the dragon, there's a shot where Idina Menzel's in the background and she's going, what the?
Yeah.
It's like when Pip comes in and she's just like...
I like that Nancy just gives up at some point in this movie where she's just like, Robert, just kiss her. Just kiss her, Robert. Do it, like, get this shit over with.
But then that leads on to like the other non-conforming opposite Disney trope, which is Amy Adams picks up the sword
and
rescues.
She saves the day.
That's the best part of the dragon sequence.
Yes.
Everyone else runs away from the sword, and she's the only one who remembers to go back and grab it and like proper wield it.
Yeah, and saves him in the same way that Edward saved her at the very beginning.
And the only one, in fact, the one who really saves the day is Pip.
Mm-hmm.
And like he is a get shit done kind of chipmunk.
Yeah.
And you've got to respect the hustle of him.
I will say,
does that bring you back to maybe he is the Bronx rude boy?
Oh no, he is really wrong.
No, maybe he is. Maybe that makes more sense than we thought it did.
Then squeak, 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 squeak.
My favorite thing I noticed on this watch, when she's building the model of the man at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
It's not Edward, it's Robert.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's the coat he's wearing at the ball.
No.
Yeah. Disney's clever, isn't it?
Right? It's so sweet.
Oh, it's so good.
Can we talk costumes?
Oh, can we?
I wish we would.
I love all of her costumes.
I love that she makes them out of the curtains.
The best one is the one she's wearing for most of the movie, which is the sort of teal floral print that she makes from the curtains. That's the best one.
Is that a Sound of Music tribute as well? Because they make all the children's clothes out of the curtains.
It could be.
Julie Andrews is the narrator of the film.
Is the purple dress
at the end.
at the ball.
I do think she looks
and I love the cloak as well.
Oh yeah.
I'll get your wrap.
Great line. He doesn't know what a
it's
rap
the
is.
weirdly like the most like contemporary line he has, and it always feels weird to me. He's like, "I'll get your wrap," and I'm like, "Shut up, Edward."
Controversially, I do not like that dress, but I love it as a costume design choice. Yes. She looks amazing in it. She also looks so wildly out of place in that she's the only one in a contemporary, and it's an extremely contemporary, extremely like of the moment fashion-wise dress.
The thing I love with the costumes is the translation from animation to live action. James Baxter Animation Studios, who was like one of the most like premier animators of all time and animated all of the, think of a big Disney thing. He did that. Like he did the chandelier shot in Beauty and the Beast. He did like Rafiki. He did Belle with the like dandelion puff. He did all of the big, and not just in Disney. He is like the guy. He's the animation guy. Like his studio did all of the animation for it, and they worked with the costume designers of the live action to have things translate, which is really cool because I think like they're not exact copies, but they're such great
The wedding
versions.
dress is fantastic.
Yes.
And I think Susan Sarandon's is a wonderful sort of like translation of what that would be.
They did a really good job as well of making them feel cartoonish in a real setting.
Yeah.
So I need to say, like, I went to a test screening of this movie.
Actually.
Oh, inside story.
And something that I remember is that all the animation was finished when we watched it, but not all the effects on the
CG.
Yeah.
So something in animation that in 2D, like frame by frame hand-drawn animation, is you do live action references where the animators usually would film themselves doing the action to get kind of like moving and acting references.
Oh yeah,
because
I've seen some videos recently of people from The Office who animated K-pop Demon Hunters recreating the various scenes, and it is
like it's so embarrassing,
so good.
but so good.
Everyone looks so awkward.
It's so,
but they're trying
it's like
so hard.
The most introverted people you can imagine doing things.
So bad.
But like old Disney, Snow White, original kind of era, they got like actors in to do it. So a lot of the design, a lot of the movement is based on real people. And one of my questions I had when I was watching it was, I wonder if it had been earlier in the process, if they used the actual actors for live action references, and they did, which is really cool.
That is really cool.
They got like Amy Adams in and like they filmed her and they recorded her doing stuff, so the animators work on that. They also showed the actors the early animation like pencil tests to show this is how your character moves and exists in 2D. And I think that's such a really cool way for both parties to like create a character, because I think what people don't really understand about 2D animation is that essentially you're acting, you're just doing it via the medium of pencil. It's more performance than it is anything else. And I think it's something that the movie does really, really successfully.
Yeah.
Animation.
I mean, like,
great.
And it's kind of odd because at that point, Disney had given up on 2D animation for the most part. 2 years later, they come out with Princess and the Frog, which was the sort of like, oh, we're back, and then we're going to stop again. So I remember seeing it and being like, oh, it was cool to see this. Even though it's in a weirdly different aspect ratio from the rest of the film.
That's a homage, surely, like to like kind of classic again Disney films.
Yeah,
and also like you just don't want to draw too much.
Yeah.
You know, like Shout out to like the full animation team of that.
Budget's 85 million, not 95.
Yeah, but like
Who's this?
I'm not 10 million now. I work in finance for Disney.
but like,
You ain't having the money. You got in 4-3, not 16-9, okay? You hear me?
13 minutes, not 14. And I don't think it would have worked if the opening was in CG. Like, I don't think it would. It absolutely needs that nostalgia of 2D, that illustrated storybookness, to have that charm and that innocence to it.
I agree.
Yeah. They made good choices.
They
Can I
did.
very briefly say my favourite animated shot in the whole thing, which is not in the opening sequence at all. It's when Narissa pops up in the soup in the
I
kitchen.
thought you were going to say this.
The apple grab is great.
Fuck me. Like, if that's the fuck in this podcast, because fuck me. When she reaches forward, she grabs it. It's real. She pulls it down. It's 2D. But then the bob of it going like in and out of the water quickly and like switching between you seamlessly. Oh my word.
You convinced me. You can have 5 million for that.
We get that extra minute, boys. I also want to, I just wrote down soups and sarandon for like when she's in the soup, and I just want to put that.
Soups
and sarandon. But like, oh, the execution of that. Nom, 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 nom.
It's one of these things where I think Kevin Lima does such a good job directing this movie. He really nailed it. And sadly, I saw him report, like, when the second one came out, he's like, I didn't even know what was happening. Nobody asked me back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Kevin.
It's directed by Adam Shankman, who directed Hairspray, which is great. But I do think, again, it's important to have that animation background with it, because you have that a way to play within those two worlds.
I think a lot of people really undersell animation. And that's not a hot take. Like, that's very like well known that, like, you know, the perspective of like animation being for kids or a lesser art form, you know.
I will say, like, some of my all-time favorite filmmakers like clearly have either worked in animation or have a respect for it. Like, I'm a huge Wachowski fan. And you can tell, like, they have grown up loving, like, anime.
They're both nerds.
They are. They are. But that's good. And the same Lord and Miller, who have worked both in animation and live action. You can tell that their work influences both sides of it. And I think they've been able to push, like, mainstream animation in ways that I don't think people were expecting it to go for a long time now. That's me being my nerdy self.
I love a nerd.
What were you being before?
I was being cool.
We could talk about this forever. We do not have forever.
Ever after.
So let's move into our wrap-up segments.
Just before, I do want to very quickly say that the troll in the beginning is like an unsung hero of this movie.
Nice.
And more attention should be given to the troll.
Should we all have one last take? So that was Hannah's.
Oh no, I wasted my take.
Sorry, that was it.
No.
Do you want one more?
Hey, she can have my take. I'll take the troll and I'll put a Helen spin on it.
Okay. Oh God. Oh, okay. Like, again, this is okay. Oh God, I've got so many things written down. This is too much pressure. Robert whispering the song to Giselle in, what's it called? The last song. So Close is like the most romantic thing. Yeah. And the fact that we can't really hear it and it's just for her. Like, like
it's not for
that
us.
That is the most romantic moment in the entire film.
That's a great take.
Thank you.
That was two great takes. My last take is that I feel like the Barbie movie owes a lot to Enchanted.
I see that.
Yeah.
I fully do.
The scene where they're going into the law office and she's like, the statue is so beautiful.
Oh my God.
That's exactly the same scene as Margot Robbie with the old woman at the bus stop.
But even just as characters, like Giselle and Barbie, and then like Edward and Ken.
The man following her. It owes a lot.
Well, I've just thought of one more thing I need to say. My favorite shot in the movie is the subway shot where she is ushered into the subway in her big wedding dress.
Oh, and she comes out.
And the camera is going overhead and it comes out and it's like time passes and it's such a wonderfully constructed...
cinematography in this movie is excellent.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like, there are some phenomenal shots in there.
They use New York so well.
Yeah.
Perhaps the best use of New York we've had so far.
The manhole right at the beginning when she's upside down and the camera slowly rotates.
Yeah.
Mwah, beautiful.
Mwah.
Edward popping out of the manhole.
Such a weird phrase. I hate that.
Hannah's take I've taken as my own, which is the troll.
The troll
is the most underrated part of this movie.
Agreed.
The troll not only sings, the troll looks stunning. And my pitch, if this movie is remade, is that instead of having the dragon come back at the end,
I thought about this.
troll.
I thought about this watching the movie, and I was like, I kind of want to see that troll in live action. I get why it's the dragon.
And because that's his job as well.
Yeah.
Like his fairy tale job is literally chase prince, eat princess.
Yeah.
Nice.
We don't need this.
Someone get Kevin on the phone.
Seriously, we don't need this Deus Ex CGI dragon business. We need the
Deus
troll
Ex
to come
Dragon,
back, and it would
Deus Ex
make
Dragon.
sense.
Yeah, I fully support that.
Yeah. What an amazing crop of takes, everybody. Well done.
So many.
And now, best song, the hottest take of them all.
Is it going to be a vote? Is it going to be a pitch each?
So we all get a song.
Okay.
So we can
that's
put
all the songs.
It's going to be all the songs.
Right.
So
There are 5 songs and 4 of us.
there is True Love's Kiss.
Yeah.
Happy Working Song.
Yeah.
That's How You Know.
So close.
And Ever Ever After.
Does that count? It's a
Yes.
credit song?
It counts.
It counts.
Oh, okay. Fine.
It's still written by Schwartz and Mencken.
There's also actually
Tarzan Schwarzenegger.
there's also That's
That's my
Amore.
son.
I love it.
There's also That's Amore. Anything that we could put on our rom-com playlist.
Okay.
So anything that is on the soundtrack arguably is up for grabs.
So I'm going for Happy Working Song.
Yeah,
a great one.
that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm so close.
That dance sequence
Yeah.
is one of the best like ballroom dance sequences ever committed to film. It's so good. It is so slept on.
It's really a lovely
It's
moment.
so beautiful.
Beautiful.
So Close is the best rom-com song.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is Happy Working Song.
Uh-huh.
How does she know? Like, it's the song that you think of, you know?
Yeah,
it's so perfectly...
you definitely don't think of the Oscar performance of Happy Working Song, I tell you that much.
It so perfectly represents, like, it's the log line of that movie, you know? It's the 3-minute version of the whole film, you know?
It
And
is
it's
the
just-
animation live action sequence.
It's just so expertly done.
With bad prosody.
With bad pressing.
We have one more space if anyone wants to make an argument for another song.
I think you just put That's Amore on there.
You know
James
what?
Marsden edition.
I would swap out the opening song for that. We got
Well.
James Marsden singing that. Yeah, I think so.
Do
I
you
just
get a
think
full
for-
version of him on the soundtrack?
Yeah, you
singing
do.
it?
You do.
You do.
I mean,
Should we put that on?
I can tell you this, 17-year-old Jack bought that for 79 pence on the iTunes store back when it first came out.
I love that.
I'm just going to quickly
Wow.
look at the soundtrack because I haven't actually looked at it. It is a lot of score. It's a lot of score.
It's a lot of score.
So, final answer. Happy Working Song.
Yeah.
That's How You Know.
Yeah.
So Close. That's Amore.
I think so.
Yeah. Love you, Carrie, but you are not James Marsden.
Yeah.
Okay?
And the opening song, you know, it just does the job. But why do we want something that does the job?
When
you could have James Marsden. Yeah.
We're about to cover Moonstruck, so I imagine That's Amore is going to be on the playlist twice, which is hilarious, so I'm here for it.
Right.
All right. Would do, wouldn't do, have done.
Ah, yes.
I would make the face that the little animated turtle makes after Giselle kisses him. If Amy Adams kissed me, that is
That's
exactly the face
you
I'd
would do.
make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good face.
I would fall in love with someone who seems insane, but she's just Amy Adams.
Great.
Amazing.
I would absolutely go to a fairy tale style ball in a non-specified New York City building and make myself the center of attention. I would absolutely do that.
I can tell you it's the Woolworth building.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did wonder,
you
is
go.
it specific?
I would hopefully one day be a pensioner dancing.
Oh.
That's what I would do. That is what I hope to do.
I'm surprised,
some point.
you haven't done that. That feels on brand.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do.
I wouldn't leave my child alone with open access to my credit card.
Agreed.
When we're talking about Robert being a good dad.
That is an
Like,
oversight.
he is off at work, like, unless she has a nanny who we don't see.
Yeah.
Who was just left alone with like,
who's-
where is this child?
Like, and she is just like off, like, setting up her dolls in her room. And then she's like, we can go on a big shopping trip, don't worry.
I love a shopping montage.
The shopping montage is great.
You just know Robert returned all of that stuff
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah.
I love when Morgan is like, and boys are only after one thing. And Giselle's like, what? And she's like, I don't know. No one will tell me. Great kid acting from Morgan.
She is
astonishing.
We haven't discussed
incredible.
her, and yeah, that's it.
God, her
Yeah.
performance in this,
The big heart of the movie.
I wouldn't have my big romantic kiss when I was way up high about to fall off of a tall building because I am so afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I would be so scared I couldn't do it.
I
That
would.
doesn't feel romantic.
No,
No, it's a beautiful kiss though.
it's
Yeah.
a great kiss. Wet.
For someone else.
For multiple
Wet.
reasons. I would not stab a bus. Wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
I would not turn up in New York City without a hotel reservation. Because I'm a planner.
I nearly put down I would not book that New York hotel
Yeah.
that
The
Edward
Grand
and Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Oh my word. What a dive.
Gross.
But Edward does what I do immediately when I get into a
Turn the
hotel
TV
room.
on.
Turn the TV on and just flick through what's going on the TV. I love the little, the soap opera they come across. And then Nathaniel really learns from it.
No, wait, sorry, go back. Please. He is on a personal journey of growth and I support
no
it.
one's talking about that. That's the real journey.
I
of
would read
growth.
that book.
Yeah.
Him on the phone to like the self-help
Self-help.
radio.
Hello, worthless.
Oh.
Hello.
Jack, what have you done?
I have been really surprised by the feeling of anger. Like, I'm someone who's not always like completely in touch with like, oh wait, I'm feeling an emotion. I didn't know I could feel this. That is what this emotion feels
Are
like.
you saying you're a Disney princess?
I mean, was it not obvious?
Rats run into the room. Her like realizing her own depth is such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like, and her like cherishing that and celebrating that, not being like, oh no, I'm not meant to be angry. Her being like, fuck yeah. There's a lot of like positive emotional intelligence in this film.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I have acted out complex concepts through the medium of charades because I have lost my voice for long periods of
Yes.
time.
I can attest to this.
Yeah. Most notably, earlier this year, the first 5 episodes of the podcast, I am in various stages of voice loss.
People have often asked me, like, what happened to the old crone you used to host the podcast with? And it's like, she died.
She got a job as a CGI dragon.
I was completely silent for like 3 weeks earlier this year and was on sort of intermittent vocal rest for multiple weeks after that. So I've done a lot of charades.
You are excellent at it. Though.
Thank you.
Like you are very like.
She's always going around going,
And when you got your voice back, it was like this sassy Bronx, like, rude boy,
Yeah,
chipmunk
from New
voice.
York
What was that
afterwards,
about?
Yeah, suddenly from Nora.
Gotta lay off the nuts.
Yeah.
Great. I have pranced excitedly around Central Park, sending things to the woman I love, but ultimately won't end up with. And that person was Nora Perone. Because earlier this year, after finding out that I was going to be doing this episode of this podcast, I happened to be in New York City, in Central Park, and found myself at a very particular bridge. And so obviously immediately recorded a video to send to Nora, and then found myself dragging my husband through Central Park, going to all of the various Enchanted locations and making videos for Nora to show her that I love her.
Yep. If you are listening to this episode right now, which
I know.
those videos have already been posted on the Instagram, so you can have a look.
Yeah, they're not cute. Maybe they are cute.
They are very cute.
I've seen them.
They're very, like, it was very much as me being excited. And this was nice about this movie, is that whole thing, serious point, of like unbridled joy and earnestness and just loving something and being like, Nora, I'm going to share this with you, you know? So that's what I have done. I have shown someone I love them in Central Park. Helen, what you done?
What have I done? So during lockdown, when there was no work for a performer. And I also had a 0-year-old and a 4 to 5-year-old at the time. I took up sewing, and because I couldn't afford a lot of fabric, I could afford enough fabric to make dresses for my daughter, and I made an entire wardrobe, costumes of Disney princesses, because that was her request, and she would design them and I would make them. We made Elsa sort of snow dress. We also made, you seen this, that we made a costume change, Elsa coronation to which was based, it wasn't based on the West End version of the show, because that involves a trapdoor and someone pulling fish wire, right? But it was
You don't have a trapdoor in your house?
No, we don't.
You gotta get one of those.
We need to go.
At least have a stage manager. Come on.
Yeah, that was the 0-year-old. We based it on the Disney Parks version of Frozen, where she unzips and spins, and the skirt is weighted, so it drops down.
That's amazing. Helen's one have done. That's the coolest have done we've ever had.
I wish I still had time for that, but sadly no. But yeah, that was a good time. Oh, and she made me make matching dolls as well. So she now still has like the matching collection.
I love how your daughter is also like a design dictator, though.
Oh, 100%.
You will be making this. It will have a quick change, and I will have accessories.
Well, does she need a job? Because she was also giving us notes, production notes on this episode, which is we are not allowed to curse very much. No. We were informed.
Oh, yeah, because my daughter wants to listen to this
and
episode.
it is a family episode.
Nora
family film.
has already called out for a child to be our producer on a previous episode.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there was a kid in Bridget Jones for the most recent one that I was like, if that fictional character was real, I would hire her as a producer today.
No prisoners. She's absolutely on it.
I feel like Helen's daughter will do an excellent job.
Oh yeah. Well, give her my card.
She's got her head screwed on right.
I don't have a card.
Do you
know what? Helen's daughter probably does have a card.
Oh yeah, she does.
Shall we rom-com Braydow this?
We shall. So the rom-com Braydow, it's in 2 parts. The first part has 3 sub-parts. So first part, on a scale of 1 to 5, we rate leads/chemistry, supporting characters, and story. And then the second part, we are assessing the genre of the film. We are rating on a scale from 0 to 100. 0 is all romance, no comedy. 100 is all comedy, no romance. 50 is the perfectly balanced rom-com. Let's go. Let's do this.
Leads and chemistry. I'm going for 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
It's Giselle's great. Robert's like good, but kind of like a bit of a wet blanket. Like
you get a lot of their friendship, but you don't get a lot of their relationship.
Yeah.
I'm also giving this a 4 out of 5 because in the next category, I want some headroom.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my main motivation for the 4 out of 5.
So let's do it. Supporting characters.
5 out of 5.
5. 5.5.
Do you know what? I'm going 6. I'll go 6 with you.
92.
There is no. It is
flawless.
Yeah, no notes. It is pure excellence, beginning to end.
Even though I think Susan Sarandon is one of the weak points of this movie, I still think that's a high point.
Yeah,
it's like saying,
that's so true. If she's the worst thing in this movie,
and she is excellent.
It's still a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's still
the immediate supporting characters, but then also just like. Everyone else as well.
Road crew guy.
Like,
it's so true.
So incredible.
Bus driver.
Even if you were only giving it for the ensemble of whatever the song that we can't remember the name of, that's how she knows.
Yeah, it would be 5 just for them.
Just for that alone.
The guy on the roller skates going, yeah!
It's definitely 5 out of 5 because supporting cast includes Patrick Dempsey's hair.
Yes.
If we separate that out, it's definitely 5 out of 5. In that category, we'll leave Patrick with a 4 himself.
And once again, just James Marsden, Timothy Spall, Pip. There's the old French movie about the medieval knights turning up in modern day, Just Visiting, and it's not too far off from that. I want Just Visiting with this.
It's a great farce. Like it's so good.
Yeah, agreed.
Fully agree.
Story.
I go 4 out of 5.
I said 4.
I said 4.
Yeah, those third act problems do hold it back a bit for me.
It's a really classic story. It's got some minor subversions, but they're the most obvious subversions, you know, of her saving him at the end. It's not breaking any molds.
It's not. It's just done really nicely.
Yes. Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Helen, what's your score?
I'm thinking in 3 dimensions that it's like 4, 4,
It's
4,
2D
4,
animation.
4, 4, 4, 4, and then it falls off a cliff at the end, basically.
Yeah.
Like the dragon falling
Would you
off
give
the
it like
side
a
of the building.
4? Would you like 4 for the first 2 acts and then third act? Would you dip
I'd
it to
drop
a
it
3?
to a 2.5.
A 2.5.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I really would, because there's so many other better, neater solutions to how they could actually get what they want. And
Do you feel that way about the whole third act for both you and for Jack, or just Dragon?
It's the messiness of like Narissa's kind of plot is just kind of like, I'm there to be bad. Susan Sarandon's having a great time, and her in that like old hag makeup is fantastic.
she needs to take Edward back with her to like the fairy tale kingdom. That would solve all the problems as well, because then he won't get married.
A Snow White moment with Edward being poisoned and falling asleep, and her trying to kidnap him would be a great ending.
See, that would solve
and then
that
Nancy
problem.
saves him.
Call us Disney.
This is a script that went through like many rounds of production. People were trying to make this for years and years. So I imagine it's been rewritten to death, and I think that third act is probably evidence of that. Do I think the dragon looks cool? Sure.
Yeah.
The CG is great, especially like 2007. Like 2 different types of animation and like live action is not an easy feat to that extent as well.
Yeah.
I just think the movie it's been going at such a nice pace, and now we have to sort of like wrap it up.
Yeah.
Just like we're trying to wrap up this podcast.
Quick, Susan.
But yes,
You want a podcast? I'll give you a fucking podcast.
Yes!
I was close to a 3.5 at one point when I was thinking about this, but the thing is, I love this movie. So I'm
it
gonna
feels cruel to give it less than that.
it is a 4, but it's a 4 with caveats.
Yeah.
And the rom-com scale,
75.
I went 40.
What? Oh, whoa. Descent. Hey, there could still be like a big fight at the end. Yeah, we could still wrap it up with a fight.
Nora could turn into a dragon.
Yeah. Why does Nora get to be? Why is a dragon?
I'm the princess, as we established earlier.
Sorry. That's fair.
What if a big vicious beast came into this podcast studio?
Why so different? So hang on, 100 is
All comedy. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so to me it's pretty balanced, but slightly more romantic than comedic.
Again, like as I say, I don't come away from this thinking about Robert and Giselle's relationship. I think about how funny it is and how like over the top. The romance is second place completely for me.
It's interesting.
I'm a fucking sap.
I know you are.
I am, and I love Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, so I am really bought into the romance in this.
I just love James Marsden that much more.
I do too. It's 2 separate things for me. Oh, how dare you? How dare you question my love for James Marsden? Helen and Hannah, please break up this fight. What are your scores?
What's halfway between what they said? Should we say like 55? Because I don't know. I would go that. I'd say it's like, I don't know. I feel like it alternates between rom and com, like, and that's a really difficult scale. Again, like thinking in 3 dimensions, you'd be like 40, 75, 50, 60. You'd be, across the movie, like your scale would slide like a graphic equalizer.
Yeah.
But I would like settle around, I'd say between 55 and 60.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So I really struggled with this one. I went 42.5 because I didn't want to commit to either 40 or 45. I went with it because if you took out the comedy, you could fundamentally still tell the same story. The tone would be very different and the audience would be very different, but you could still tell the same journey. If you took out the romance of it, it would have to be an entirely different film. That's what skewed it a bit more into romance.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I also do think that if you took out the comedy, nobody would watch.
Yeah,
I agree. I would not want to watch it.
I was very much going on like my enjoyment of it.
Oh, for sure.
And you're going on the fundamental structuring of it.
For me,
if we're going on fundamental structure, we need a third dimension of CGI dragon. So, it's 45% rom,
the structure
50%
is
com,
the
and
Woolworth
5%
building, and at the top is the dragon.
And the dragon is an extra 5% in a completely different direction.
For me, the things that I enjoy about this movie aren't I love the romance in it, but that's not the thing that makes me love this movie for itself. Like the romance in it is great, but I love like the craft of it and the homage to Disney and the characters and the comedy and the fun and the joy of it all. Like the romance isn't the thing I love it, but I do think it's imperative to that world. So that's my take.
Cool. This has been the most wildly all over the place.
Really?
Has it?
Don't normally get that much variation.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, usually much more aligned.
Usually you and I are within 5 of each other.
I think it's because this movie is hard to categorize. Fundamentally, what this film is a family film.
That is why the chemistry score is a little lower.
Yes.
It's because it is so family friendly.
Lips are the only thing that tie.
They are the only thing.
I'm also going to say, there is a difference between, a guy and a girl watching this movie. And I'm not even a guy and a girl, but this film bringing out the little boy in me. And the little boy in me likes Pip shooting off a little poop at the
Okay, gender politics.
Hey, look, I can't save it all for How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
But you say that, and my little boy did watch it, okay, and he watched the first animated bit, fascinated. They arrived in New York and opened the manhole cover, and he said, "This city looks dirty," and he went to bed.
He's absolutely right.
He didn't give it a chance, to be fair, if he'd stayed with it. But he was like, nah.
This was when I was a kid. My parents asked me why I stopped watching Big, and I said, it's too sexy for me.
He did say it was just all boring people talking to each other. Mummy, it's boring people. They're all just talking to each other. And I'm going to bed.
Yeah. And I think on that note, we're all going to bed.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we wrap this up?
I'm not really, because I'm currently writing 2 musicals, and seeing as I've only been writing them for a couple of years, they are nowhere near finished.
So in 5 to 6 years, go and see Helen's musical.
Where can people find more information about the journey of these musicals, Helen?
One of them is a musical about 5 science students in 1880s Cambridge who form a fire brigade in order to defend themselves, but end up trying to burn down the patriarchy.
Nice.
UK is very cool.
That's what we do.
It's very cool. That's the one Nora sang in. And we got loads of blogs about the actual real life people it's based on. And that is at firebrigademusical.com.
Go support Anarchy.
Yeah. It's called the Cambridge First All Ladies Fire Brigade.
Nice.
Toot toot.
Maybe I just want to plug Anarchy. Maybe that's what I want to plug. Okay. Just take down the man, eat the rich. No.
The Enchanted episode is the place to plug it.
I agree.
Nothing specific. I'm an animator. Give me a job if you need anything animated. I'm on Instagram at Hannah Roza with a Z, Roza. Yeah, if you want pictures that move, come see me, I guess.
Hannah, how are you at drawing 2-dimensional pictures of 1880s women holding firefighting equipment?
Hey, as long as there's anarchy, I'm in.
And I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yay!
This has been When Rom Met Com. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at When Rom Met Com. There are links there to the Vanity Fair article, to our Letterboxd, and to any other fun things that we found and want to share. You can DM us or send us an email at mail@whenrommet.com.
Get it?
We'd love to hear your thoughts on the films, what rom-coms you think should have made the list, your best would-dos, wouldn't-dos, and have-dones, or anything else you'd like to hear about. If you've had a nice time today, please consider leaving us a review or following us wherever you get your podcasts. Next time, we will be discussing number 25, The Apartment.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. And remember, we don't hate you. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. See you next time.
Ever after.